Boudica was made for the BBC documentary series titled The Celts in 1987. It was created by Enya with help from her longtime collaborators Nikki and Roma Ryan. The title Boudica refers to an East Britain queen who led a resistance against the Roman Empire in 60 AD. This uprising was defeated, but her legend has only grown after her death, a fate that's not too far from the song that shares her name. Enya's Boudica had only a few sales on release, but gained popularity over the years, helped by its use in other songs, specifically in hip-hop. These songs would bring this Enya sample to the top of the charts in the 90s, through the 2000s, and into the 2020s. So let's listen to these different appearances and how they led up to Metro Boomin and his 2022 hit with The Weeknd and 21 Savage, Creepin.
And if you creepin', please don't let it show. Oh baby, I don't wanna know. Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly.
Ready or Not was released on the Fugees' second album The Score in 1996. Lauryn Hill sings the chorus, and there's verses from her alongside group members Wyclef Jean and Praz, with all three credited as producers. If the instrumental sounds familiar, that's because it uses the opening of Enya's Boudica, slowed down and lowered to half steps.
Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide.
This isn't even the only song sampled to make this Fugees track. The chorus that Lauryn Hill sings is an interpolation of the Delphonics' 1968 song Ready or Not.
Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide.
Gonna find you and take it slowly.
The Fugees weren't the first group to sample Enya's Boudica. Scarface used it on an outro in 1993.
Mood swings ranging from a soft side for friends to bursts of sudden anger.
While Enya's Boudica may have been sampled before the Fugees on Ready or Not, it was the first time in such a popular song. Their album The Score has 22 million sales worldwide, and this popularity played a large part in bringing Enya's Boudica into the culture as a song that could be sampled. So it was only a matter of time before someone else would hear it.
Somebody said they saw you. The person you were kissing wasn't me.
I Don't Wanna Know was released in 2004 on Mario Winans' second album Hurt No More, with production handled by Winans and a verse from P. Diddy. Winans said that he first heard Enya's Boudica at the end of the movie Sleepwalkers, and then again on the Fugees' Ready or Not. The Enya sample here is used slightly differently from that Fugees song. It's left at nearly the same speed and only lowered one half step.
I would never ask you.
This Mario Winans song also makes use of another sample. The drums here are from the end of EPMD's You're a Customer, from their 1988 album Strictly Business, with some high frequencies taken out to make room for Winans' vocals.
Somebody said they saw you.
Mario Winans had a hit with Enya on I Don't Wanna Know, although the Billboard #1 spot was blocked in 2004 by two different Usher songs. But Enya's Boudica had made it into the 21st century, and it would take almost 20 years for the cycle to repeat again.
Somebody said they saw you. The person you were kissing wasn't me.
Creepin was released on producer Metro Boomin's second album Heroes and Villains in 2022, with vocals from The Weeknd and 21 Savage. The song not only samples Enya's Boudica, but is a direct reimagining of Mario Winans' I Don't Wanna Know, with The Weeknd singing nearly the same lyrics over nearly the same beat.
I don't wanna know if you're playing me.
Keep it on the low, 'cause my heart can't.
This new version by Metro isn't a direct copy of Winans' I Don't Wanna Know. The whole song is moved up to half steps, which probably moves it closer to The Weeknd's vocal range. And even in the part of the song that uses those same drums from EPMD's You're a Customer, the Enya sample sounds quieter, and there seem to be some new synths.
Keep it on the low, 'cause my heart can't take it anymore.
That's just the part of this song that keeps those EPMD drums. Earlier in the track, Metro creates a whole new drum pattern, with samples closer to the ones used in the rest of 2020's trap hip-hop.
I don't wanna know if you're playing me, keep it on the low.
These drum samples sound like the ones Metro's used in his previous work. He got his start in mid-2010s Atlanta. His first Billboard #1 was with the Migos for Bad and Bougie.
Bad and bougie, bad. Cooking up dope with a Uzi.
And he went 6 times platinum with Offset on Ric Flair Drip.
Ric Flair drip, go woo on a bitch. 5790 spent the coupe on my wrist.
Those are just 2 songs Metro produced with the Migos. And he's been using that percussion more recently as well.
Wet on umbrella, yeah. Clutching glizzies with the fellas, yeah. Chopper scene like it's a Della, yeah. Money, violence go together, yeah.
Umbrella was released on Metro Boomin's album Heroes and Villains, the same one that has Creepin. There's a familiar hi-hat on the 8th notes and snare hit on beat 3. Also similar to Creepin is the kick here, which is separated from the bass.
Yeah. Chopper scene like it's a Della, yeah. Money, violence go together, yeah.
Metro doesn't always use this type of kick, and like most of 2020's hip-hop, he also uses an 808 to combine the two, while still using those same hi-hat and snare samples. All of this shows up in the Heroes and Villains track, Superhero.
Yeah, drinking dope, turn me to a superhero, yeah, hit that pill, turn me to a superhero, yeah.
Metro Boomin recreated Mario Winans' I Don't Wanna Know, nearly 2 decades after its release. He reused parts of the song like its sample of Enya's Boudica and EPMD's You're a Customer. And Metro also updated the production with his own drums and synths. But what if he didn't use this Enya sample in the same way as Mario Winans? What if it were sampled some other way? The opening of Enya's Boudica is just her voice in a synth, so there's plenty of room for just about any drum pattern. Metro Boomin is from Atlanta hip-hop, but what if he were from a different city? What if Metro instead used the drums of New York drill, like Pop Smoke or Ice Spice?
She like the way that I move, she like the way that I rock, she like the way that I move.
This Enya sample doesn't even have to be limited to just hip-hop. What if Metro was working with Beyonce and had to make something that could fit into the house music on her 7th album, Renaissance? Or what if Creepin was instead under total creative control by The Weeknd, and he wanted a single that would match the synthwave sound on his 5th album, Dawn FM? Those are some quick examples of how Enya's Boudica might be sampled. They're far from finished songs, but I think they're still a good look at the versatility of this Enya sample. The Fugees brought it into the charts with Ready or Not in the 90s. Mario Winans did the same in the 2000s with I Don't Wanna Know. And Metro Boomin brought Winans into the 2020s with Creepin. To end this video, I've got one more song that samples Enya's Boudica. This time in Rotimi's In My Bed, with the Afrobeat drums of Nigeria, at least according to the YouTube comments. Maybe you can find a way to use this sample in your own music, or just listen to it a little differently. Thanks for listening. Leave a comment and let me know what you think of Metro Boomin's music and his song Creepin. Don't forget to subscribe to Sound Selection on YouTube and check out the description for more content.